Hi, my friends, it's your tour guide to the horror side, me, Preston E. And since St. Patty's Day is right around the corner, I believe we'll have a look at Leprechaun, the 1993 movie with Warwick Davis. And please excuse me for not being on the video today. I just got off work and took a shower, and I'm in my underwear right now and don't feel like getting into clothes to shoot this video, and I'm sure that you don't feel like seeing me in my drawers. But don't worry, I'll give you a point of reference to talk to. Here's my mask. Finally feels good to shoot a video without the mask on my face. Let's get on with the movie. Warwick Davis of Willow fame stars as Seamus McTierney, a vicious little greedy leprechaun who has two passions in life, collecting gold and killing, not necessarily in that order. Well, he has three passions if you also count the fact that he seems to get off on shining shoes. A farmer named Dan O'Grady learns how vicious this little green fart actually is the hard way after he steals Seamus McTierney's pot of gold on a trip to Ireland and takes it back to his farm in North Carolina. The little green man makes him pay by killing O'Grady's wife. And you thought the little leprechaun from Lucky Charms was crazy when somebody stole his cereal. I'm sorry, this is bugging me. The mask is all crooked. There, I can see you better now. O'Grady trapped Seamus in a crate by putting a four-leaf clover on it to keep him in it. Because in this movie, leprechauns seem to have an aversion to four-leaf clovers, go figure. But before he can burn Seamus in the crate, O'Grady suffers a stroke that sends him into a nursing home. Fast forward a decade, and J.D. and his teenage daughter Tori, played by Jennifer Aniston in one of her earliest roles, comes in to the O'Grady home to stay for the summer. Jennifer Aniston considers this her worst role ever, and that's saying something because in 1988 she appeared as an extra in the movie Mac and Me. You remember Mac and Me? It was a E.T. ripoff that had a lot of product placement in it with Ronald McDonald. But the luck of the Irish was with the young lassie because Jennifer Aniston just a year later would go on to superstar fame as Rachel in Friends. Oh man, this thing is completely off-centered here. Darn OCD. It wasn't very symmetrical. Back to the movie, J.D. and Tori rent the O'Grady farmhouse, and there they meet up with contract workers, Studley Eye Candy Nathan, his little brother Alex, and his big, slow-witted buddy Ozzy, played by Mark Holton. You might remember him best as Chubby from Teen Wolf and Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. He would also return to reprise his role of Ozzy in the 2018 sequel, Leprechaun Returns. Ozzy accidentally frees Seamus from the crate in the O'Grady's basement when he mistakes the leprechaun's cry for the cry of a kid. Ozzy also finds the leprechaun's bag of 100 gold coins at the end of a rainbow. Ozzy accidentally swallows one of the coins. Seamus goes on a rampage looking for his gold. He pretends to be a cat and bites J.D.'s hand, sending him to a hospital. So, like any house cat, I guess, he also kills a pawn shop owner, a cop, and pushes old man O'Grady down an elevator shaft. If Lucky showed this sort of ambition, he would have never had any problems with those pesky kids stealing his cereal. And yes, that's John Volstad, otherwise known as Larry No. 2 of Larry, Daryl, and Daryl fame from the show Newhart in the 80s and early 90s. Anyway, before old man O'Grady passes, he passes on the info to our group of heroes that the only way to defeat the little demon leprechaun is with a four-leaf clover. Seamus gets back his bag of gold, but when he discovers that there are only 99 coins and Ozzy ate one of them, he decides to wait for Ozzy to have a bowel movement to get it back. No, of course not. This little hothead is going to gut Francis like a pig to retrieve back the missing coin. What'd you think he was going to do? I'm sure Pee Wee Herman would approve. He lost his bike to this dude after all. You'll be sorry, Francis. Joke's not landed very well. Maybe I need some movement to make it seem more lifelike. You'll be sorry, Francis. Yeah, that's better. Actually, just kind of creepy. I'll leave it on the chair. But the big lucky lummox lives as Alex takes a 4-leaf clover that Tori found and sticks a wad of gum to it and shoots it into Seamus's mouth. The little fart falls into a well, which our heroes then blow up to defeat him. However, Seamus's spirit vows to come back for revenge. And boy, does he ever get revenge with many sequels, some in the hood and some in space. Washington Post Richard Harrington criticized the film's use of Lucky Charms humor, saying the film is so bereft of inventive ideas it uses Lucky Charms cereal jokes 3 times, saying Lucky Charms cereal jokes are just not that funny. Hey, come to think of it, I use Lucky Charms jokes like 3 times in this review, too. No need to be a dick, Richard. Yeah, you know what, I'm out of here. However, compared to the sequels that would come after this original Leprechaun flick, those Mac and Me's make this movie look like E.T. by comparison. The movie is just a silly blend of comedy and horror that never really tries to take itself too seriously. Most of the sequels, especially the one in space and the ones in the hood, just go too far away from the source material, and Leprechaun Origins was just too dark and boring and never captured the goofiness of this original movie. To me, Leprechaun Returns from 2018 was the only one that really got the spirit of the first closest. Well, that about does it for me, and thank you so much, lads and lassies, for peeping me out in this video. And if you do see a leprechaun this St. Patty's Day, for goodness sakes, just let him have his gold. I'm out of here. You know, this was kind of freeing. I ought to do more videos in my underwear. Or maybe even naked. No, I'm kidding. I'll be a good boy. Please don't unsub. Please don't report me.